transformation of the Ghanaian society. The Ghanaian people should look forward to a manifesto that addresses their concerns and meets their legitimate expectations. And ultimately, we should all look forward to a manifesto that embodies the very spirit and aspiration of the Ghanaian people and delivers prosperity for all. It is worth pointing out that our opponents announced to the world some 2 or so months ago that their manifesto was ready and they've been presented to their party leadership, and yet they have still not been able to launch it for the people of this country to see what is in it. Obviously, they are waiting for us to launch our manifesto so they can copy our ideas as usual. Well, we have launched ours today, and they are free to copy since they lack ideas. We have no fears because, as has been shown over and over again, when you appropriate an idea or a project that you don't fully understand or believe in, you can never implement it properly. To conclude, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, I want to seize this opportunity to, on behalf of the party, commend the 2020 Manifesto Committee, which was chaired by a hard-working, innovative, inspiring, and world-acclaimed running mate and Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, for doing an exceptional work in putting this manifesto document together. The party is also thankful to the Manifesto Launch Planning Committee, led by Madam Oboshisai, for their illustrious efforts in organizing this manifesto launch. As we can all see, they have done a great job. Thank you, and may God bless us all. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
The General Secretary deserves another round of applause. Leadership of service, protecting our progress, and transforming Ghana for all. Thank you very much. At this stage, we invite the national chairman of the party, the Honorable Freddie Blay, for his brief remarks. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for the national chairman, Mr. Freddie Wasmeu Blay. Thank you, Chairman.
Mr. President, akufo-addo, Mr. Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and the Second Lady, the Chief of Staff, Senior Minister, Majority Leader, Ministers and Members of Parliament, the diplomatic corps are here, those who have joined us through other media all over the world, vital guests, and of course, the friends of the media. I also join my General Secretary, who had just spoken to you, to greet you and welcome you as well to this manifesto launch. If I look around, the beauty of the arrangement, the efficiency, the way we've gone about this, it's a manifestation of a government that is prepared, ready, knowledgeable, and capable of managing the affairs of this country. Thank you, Mr. President, and akufo-addo, and your able Vice President. About 4 years ago, it will be recalled, before the 2016 December general elections, The NPP adored its vision, policies and programs for Ghana in Accra, the trade fairs site in the manifesto. That, of course, was our social contract under the able, competent leadership of Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. We will say, and I say so with humility, but confidence, that within the 3.5 years, we have kept our faith with the people of Ghana to a very great extent. Fulfilled our promises largely. It's evidence all over the world, all over this country. And it could be seen the extent that the economy has been repaired in spite of its messy situation we found it. We are about to go for another election. And we are here once again, yet has been pointed out, to adore our manifesto of a continued vision to transform the economy, to make the people strong and prosperous among the community of nations in the world. I consider it a privilege standing before you today in this great city of Cape Coast to be part of the history making in the efforts to uplift the fortunes of our people through our manifesto. This is a task that the MPP government, under the leadership and presidency of Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has set itself. In sincerity, clarity, and focus, the party is coming out with its manifesto for the renewal of its mandate. This manifesto, dubbed the leadership of service, protection of progress, transforming Ghana for all, is what we stand to offer to the people of Ghana once again. It is an indication of how ready the MPP was 2016 and is now and will be in the future, taking and tackling the economy, advancing good governance and development of our country for all of us. We are therefore asking people in this country that come December 7th, based on what we say we will offer, take us seriously, under the leadership of Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Vote for us again, and we will deliver. May God bless all of us. Thank you very much.
Kukurudu, kukurudu, kukurudu. Let's put our hands together once again for the national chairman. Permit me to announce once again to the good people of Ghana on this historic occasion the meeting ID. The meeting ID is 508-278-6012. I repeat again, 508-278-6012. And the pass code is 247149. Pass code again, 247149. Social media handles is N akufo-addo. Facebook and Twitter, N Akufo-addo, N Baumia, and then MPPGH. Thank you very much. Mr. President, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the essence of leadership is that you have to have a vision. It's been 3.5 years of this visionary leadership, bold, courageous, and decisive. And this is the story so far.
We are going through so many challenges in terms of economics problems, people are not getting jobs.
As of job, we need more jobs. We need more jobs. A whole lot to do in Ghana.
It's very hard. Very hard. Yeah, very hard. Because I'm getting in power.
Businesses are collapsing, and the unfortunate thing is even our light bills are not even going down. This thing has been happening for 3 years now. We get light in the day for only 2 days. Only 2 days. So out of the 5 days, it means you can work for only 2 days. And this is very bad.
I asked him if he had ever been offered a bribe before.
You mean as president?
As John Mahama.
As a human being?
As a person.
What are you going to do about this astonishing rate of inflation? You're hitting 15%. People are suffering in very tangible ways. We've seen scenes in Accra that we don't usually associate with Ghana at all.
It is time for them to fix the problem. If they can't fix the problem, then they must give way to another government who will take over and run the affairs of our country.
The only way we can guarantee the future of Ghana is to remove John Dramani Mahama from power and bring in the NPP to rebuild our country.
With the background of hopelessness and dejection that had enveloped the entire country, we fashioned a manifesto to change the situation. And so that's how our manifesto was titled Change, an Agenda for Jobs.
That I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. So help me God.
For many Ghanaians, this victory in 2016 came with a renewed hope. The new patriotic party had also won majority in parliament.
It will not be easy. We have no illusions whatsoever. It will require sacrifice, but it can be done.
But after victory came reality. And with a record time, the new president formed and announced key members of his government. They are the men and women who will drive his vision, making it clear to them that there was no time to waste.
Simply about that, about getting development, if you like, to the grassroots.
The task ahead was enormous. His first major task was to ensure that power was stable in the country in order to get small businesses and industries that had collapsed under the Mahama administration back to work.
To do this, we needed to find the money, because one of the major causes of doing so was lack of money to buy fuel for the operation of our plants. Nigeria had refused to give us gas as a result of huge debts. And the president negotiated with Nigeria, and Nigeria agreed to restore gas supply to Ghana.
I had to buy generators, and it was not easy at all at the time. We are so happy that today you get up, there is electricity, there is power to do everything.
It takes a leader that has the confidence of his peers, to be able to broker such arrangements that we got within the short period.
After years of doomsday, the lights were finally back for good. Agriculture has been the bedrock of Ghana's economy since time immemorial. The launch of the Planting for Food and Jobs initiative in April 2017, 4 months in office by the president, encouraged Ghanaians to take farming more seriously than in recent past. Through this program, agriculture is once again a respectable and profitable venture that is creating jobs.
The direct benefits are two. First of all, his income doubles, trebles, because those who were doing harvesting 3-4 bags eking out from an acre of land can now do 10, 15, 20, 40 bags. I've seen it in Tumu area, where just by using improved seed and fertilizer, their yields just go using the same sweat.
This year I harvest Ako factory. Yeah, be here, I'm for school. Yeah, be here, yeah, mammy, yeah, be here, yeah, you good head. Yeah, it's them into behind
you have to go up to the rural areas to see the kind of prosperity this engagement is bringing to them. It's making them very, very comfortable. The poverty is being tackled head on.
Today, the Planting for Food and Jobs initiative has brought renewed hope and energy, creating jobs, reducing poverty, and improving food security across the country. It's been after many years of neglect by the erstwhile Bahama-led administration.
I think today you see leadership that is responsive to the challenges of the Ghanaian people. Leadership that is also very committed to improving the quality of life of every Ghanaian, not just a few people.
The first term of President Akufo-Addo's leadership has not even ended, yet so much has been achieved. Within months in office, nurses and teachers who were abandoned by the Mahama-led administration were empowered with the restoration of their allowances. The National Health Insurance Scheme was immediately given a new lease of life with the payment of the 1.2 billion Ghana cedi arrears. Leakages at the country's ports have been sealed with the introduction of paperless ports. To augment operations of the National Ambulance Service and to save lives, 307 new ambulances were distributed to all 275 constituencies across the country. Another fulfillment of a campaign pledge, one constituency, one ambulance. As a first step in the fight against corruption, the Office of the Special Prosecutor has been established. With a promise to create jobs for the youth, he created NAPCO, or the Nation Builders Corps, which is giving jobs to thousands of young graduates. Industrialization was another major aspect of the president's grand plan to transform Ghana. The one district, one factory policy was born out of the need to diversify the economy and create jobs for the Ghanaian people.
So far, 232 companies and projects have been established and are at various stages of implementation. They are spread throughout the country in different districts, in different regions, from the north to the south, from the east to the west.
Everything here has been thought of, designed, built, and is now being run by Ghanaians. What we see here are very young people. We picked some from the university, some from industry, some from the streets.
We are testimony to this fact that the idea that Nana Addo initiated and is championing is actually bringing a transformation in the lives of people. Just an idea from an individual can just change a life like that.
But it goes beyond that, because it is also capturing new enterprises, at the same time capturing existing enterprises that were completely demobilized and almost dead, which have been resurrected.
The 2013, 14, 15, after the night, one collapse. And I got in a few. Until now, Brabon, DA, until you see after 2020, and you test an anado. Baby, be a Jumano, one desert, one factory. So I share a Juanasano. You never cross or a Tradiane, and my immediate.
The One District, One Factory initiative is an economic landmark, empowering the private sector to grow. Several factories are up and running since its launch in August 2018.
Gazette number 12 of 2019, and thereby creating the Northeast region, and signed the instrument.
Following the country's constitution, President Akufo-Addo led the creation of 6 new regions, empowering several communities that have been deprived of development. Using his long-known negotiating skill, peace has finally come to Dagbon. The presidential pitch, an initiative to support young entrepreneurs and the needy with startup capital, has become his regular routine. Bottlenecks in the banking sector, which were collapsing the country's economy, is now cleaned up. As part of an agenda to digitize Ghana, an ambitious infrastructure development program for the ICT sector with the national broadband infrastructure is ongoing. September 2017. School children from across the country waved their flag with excitement. For the first time in the country's history, senior high education is made free across the country.
A government may not be able to make every citizen rich, but with political will and responsible leadership, a government can help create a society of opportunities and empowerment for every citizen. And I know no better way to do so but through access to education.
The education of the Ghanaian child is something dear to President Akufo-Addo. Through this policy, a record 1 million children have access to secondary education in Ghana.
He is the driver and mover of free SHS. As we speak, apart from we doing the technical work to support his SHS, the free SHS program is under the office of the president.
For him to bring free education, women who ordinarily go and sell their clothes to make sure that the children are sent to school or there's food on the table, now would not sell their clothes again, but will have their children in school.
Across the country, many parents and students have shared various testimonies on the overwhelming success of the free senior high school policy and how it is securing their future.
In 2001, I lost my father, and in 2008, I lost my mother. If not because of the introduction of the free SHS, I wouldn't be here, and my vision is to become a nurse in future so that I'll be able to help my community and the nation at large.
When you talk about infrastructure projects, there's no comparison. Because let me give you an example. When you take a 12-unit classroom, we did 165. When you talk about 3-unit classroom blocks, all in secondary school, we have done 60. When you talk about 6-unit classroom blocks, we've done 173. We have done about 3 times more than the SDC ever thought in their mind.
By 2016, most of the country's road networks were in terrible condition. Everywhere the new president went, the plea of the people was for him to rescue the sector.
I'm happy I came here today to see this for myself. I think, Mr. Engineer, there's a lot more work that needs to be done for us to be able to find a satisfactory way out for the future.
Without much delay, the president personally embarked on a mission to radically change the face of Ghana's road network.
The road sector serves as the pivot, the fulcrum
around which the economic development of the country revolves. So, Excellency the President went to work, government, tackle the poor, deteriorated road infrastructure of our country from the very beginning. For the first time in the history of this country, 4 interchanges are being built simultaneously. We can talk about Bukwasi interchange, we can talk about Tema interchange, we are working on Obi Chebilamte interchange, Tamale interchange under Sando Hadro is in currency. We are going to cut short for Takrady interchange at the PTC roundabout, making it 5. It has never happened in the history of this country.
The country's railway sector can today boast of modern terminals and coaches. A 670-kilometer greenfield railway corridor linking the southern part of Ghana to Paga is underway, and so is the railway interconnectivity project between the port of Tema and Ouagadougou, the capital of Burkina Faso. Water has been supplied to many rural communities, while the One Village, One Dam initiative is making irrigation in several farming communities easy. Aggressive sports infrastructural development is being undertaken in many communities across the country, taking sports closer to the youth. Construction is underway for Ghana's first creative arts school, while a court to protect Ghanaian musicians and the arts will be up within the next few weeks. In 2019, the Year of Return program injected billions of dollars into the Ghanaian economy and saw an increase in tourist arrivals.
To date, over 450,000 people around the world have died because of coronavirus.
We have therefore made the assessment that COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic.
The coronavirus pandemic took the world by surprise. No country in the world prepared for it. Even nations regarded as superpowers are grappling to deal with it. But leadership may have determined the survival of citizens in every nation. President Akufo-Addo is meeting with various stakeholders to assess the nation's preparedness.
The Ministry of Health has announced that 2 cases of COVID-19.
Ghana is investigating 2 suspected.
By the 12th of March, Ghana had recorded her first 2 cases. At this point, decisive leadership is key.
Those were heady moments in the government. Those were very difficult moments. And even if you want fear in the system, but out of all of that, he showed extraordinary leadership. He was very steady, very focused, and very calm.
Midnight in Accra, and the nation is sleeping. President Akufo-Addo is meeting with his top COVID-19 medical advisors and the Vice President. They are assessing the possibility of a reasonable lockdown. But the President was firm that a total lockdown cannot be considered. His major concern was the informal sector and the vulnerable in society.
Fellow Ghanaians, good evening. I've come to your homes once again.
With truth and openness to the people, the President made his address to the nation a frequent routine.
These are not ordinary times. So let us all put our shoulders to the wheel. And I'm confident that together, by the grace of God, we shall overcome this challenge.
It is said that tough leaders are made for tough times. The leadership provided by President Akufo-Addo in these COVID times is unparalleled. He rallied and empowered local pharmaceutical companies and the manufacturing industry to provide essentials such as PPEs and hand sanitizers. Water was made free for all Ghanaians. Electricity was also made free for the poor with 50% reduction for high consumers. Hot meals were provided for the needy and vulnerable in society.
We know what to do to bring back our economy back to life. What we do not know is how to bring people back to life.
He wanted to see what the people were being fed with, how we feed them, the number of people that congregate that we say they are not observing the social distancing. And this was something that I didn't think the president would take keen interest in.
Knowing that the most affected by the COVID are small businesses, the president launched the 1 billion Ghana cedi business support scheme.
To date, 120,000 beneficiaries, micro, small and medium enterprises have benefited from this fund. 60% of these beneficiaries are women.
From this crisis comes a lesson. President Akufo-Addo recognizes that Ghana has to make significant investment in the public health system and has immediately begun construction of 88 new district hospitals, all to be completed within a year.
The world is looking at Ghana. You would be surprised at the sort of interactions I've had from locally from Nigeria and elsewhere. They're very proud of us.
I am not surprised that he stands tall amongst his peers, both in Africa and in the world.
It's thoughtful leadership that thinks about the people. It thinks about the grassroots. It thinks about changing the lives of people. It's not selfish leadership.
If Ghana wants to become a big player in the global economy, the way forward is to industrialize. President Nana Akufo-Addo is doing exactly that.
Continuity is in the interest of Ghana. Continuity is in the interest of the economy of Ghana. Continuity is in the interest of the youth of Ghana. Because with continuity, we can consolidate the gains and protect the gains that we've made and ensure that we unleash the full potential of the Ghanaian people and the Ghanaian youth.
4 years of change has been, in my view, so far so good. But it is not yet uhuru, as they say. We haven't gotten there yet. But it is important that we protect the gains that we have made in 4 years.
Under the leadership of Presidents Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the NPP, the bar of leadership in Ghana has been raised. The foundation plans for Ghana's transformation is being laid. Investor confidence in Ghana has been built with global corporations such as VW, Sinotruck and others setting up their manufacturing plants in Ghana. For the first time since the formation of the African Union, Ghana is headquarters of a major body, the African Continental Free Trade Area.
This is the leadership we are talking about. You can do better. Please put your hands together once again. They said it was not possible. Out of despair is what we have delivered. Put your hands together once again under the able leadership of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Mr. President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have 3 acknowledgements to make, and with your permission, I want to introduce the Omanhene of the Trifu traditional area, Obrimpong Apia Nyama, who is also a member of the Council of State. Let's put our hands together for him. We are in the central region, and I think that it's important that I introduce Kennedy Ohindi Kumpreku Agyapong, the master brainer of the Central Regional Party, and ladies and gentlemen, the second lady of the Republic of Ghana. The second lady of the Republic of Ghana. Beautiful Samira Baumia. Put your hands together for her once again. Mr. President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good people of Ghana. At this stage, we are going to listen to short briefs from this manifesto we're talking about on key sectors. And as usual, the NPP is leaving no one behind. To set the tone for this is the Chief Executive Officer of the Coastal Development Authority. His name is Jerry Ahmed Shaibu. also known as the Choco lawyer. Put your hands together for Jerry Ahmed Shaib.
A collective effort at nation building to ensure no one is left behind.
We have managed to give water to 164 rural communities. And the Upper East Water, which is ongoing, is also going to give a lot of water to the people in the Bogatanga, Paga, Navrongo, and its environs, as well as villages en route the water supply. With regard to urban water, we have also, through the Gamma project, provided 260 kilometers of pipelines into homes to pipe the water into the homes of the people of Accra as I speak. We've also built 30,000 toilets in Accra. Overall, the whole country, throughout the whole country, we have also built 113,000 toilets in homes. This is to help us increase the delivery of sanitation. In effect, what I'm humbly asking for is that all these shortcutting that His Excellency has done will come on stream in the next 10 years.
I'm honored to talk to you about leaving no one behind. A society is judged by how it cares for those who have the least and struggle the most, and the compassion that its leadership shows in reducing social and economic inequalities. A nation's ability to develop sustainably also depends inter alia on its preparedness to safeguard the lives and future of children who have lost or are at the risk of losing parental care. Over the last 3 years, the MPP government has, thanks to a strong and a vibrant economy with an obviously solid president in charge, you have extended greater social protection for the vulnerable in the Ghanaian society, particularly the needy, elderly, excluded, and the physically and mentally challenged. These interventions are aimed at ensuring that as our society grows and prospers, no one is left behind. And we mean no one. Especially our dear petty traders, fishers, farmers, commercial drivers, loye, kayaye, okwafoe, kejara yeli loye, washi muku muku muku. Among measures taken to improve social protection is a significant improvement in the implementation of the Ghana School Feeding Program, which has been enhanced to reach more pupils with better quality meals. We have nearly doubled the number of beneficiary pupils under the Ghana School Feeding Program. The akufo-addo administration, in keeping with this commitment to improving the welfare of school children, has increased the feeding grant by 20%, so per child per school day. To help safeguard the upkeep and future of our children who have lost or are at risk of losing parental care, we have established the National Adoption Authority to coordinate family-based and institution-based care and to act as an advocate body in the protection and promotion of child rights and the rights of other marginalized groups. Another innovative social protection safeguard for our children is the introduction of the new National Child Protection Toolkit, which has been distributed in over 1,300 communities in Ghana, to help officials and caregivers who work with children to serve their best interests and have the necessary tools at hand to do so. The welfare of the aged is of paramount importance. In the agenda of our government, in the agenda of this government, in that vein, the current government has over the last 3 years demonstrated unquestionable resolve to ensure a decent livelihood for the aged. Improvement in the implementation of LEAP is ample proof thereof. Beneficiaries under LEAP now receive support for income-generating activities as opposed to poultry handouts, which was previously the case. Ladies and gentlemen, when we took over from the NDC administration, public sector workers tier 2 pension contributions had been withheld for a long time. Another issue compounding the plight of the aged in the already crumbling economy, aka Popo-Blibli economy. The phenomenon took a toll on our pensions and affected many extended families who have pensioners as breadwinners. You can imagine what is happening in the homes of those people. When you voted for us to serve you, we vowed to make these outstanding payments. And as I speak, this government has released 3.1 billion cedis in public sector workers tier 2 pension contributions. Clap for God. To alleviate the plight of the fiscally challenged, we are focused in our first term to empower them with income earning opportunities by providing them with funds and logistics to lead a more dignified life. This support includes an increase in the District Assembly's Common Fund allocation for persons with disabilities from 2% to 3%. The National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program, NIP, another enviable flagship policy initiative of akufo-addo-led MPP government, has been providing an integrated national support for startups and small businesses which include business development services, startup incubators, and funding for young businesses to enable them grow and become successful with special focus on physically challenged beneficiaries. The National Council for Persons with Disabilities has also received staffing and equipment to enable them collaborate with the Ghana Federation of Disability Organizations in drafting equal employment policy to empower PLWD through employment. A disability should not mean poverty or confinement. No, because disability is not inability. I am happy to state that the MPP government is committed to providing the necessary tools to make all Ghanaians prosper, regardless of their limitations or abilities. To that end, government through ministries, departments, and agencies is putting in place the system and structures to ensure that no one is left behind. Indeed, we have a record. And to be proud of the record, we say in Ghana, Moniko Chukpakpale, there is Achio. Washi moko moko, akufo-addo shishi, washi moko. For more for nana, adodi, ofechon, nyetwa, no manyabla nyefe.
Our continuous engagement in educating and enforcing of the various protocols as the new normal.
Our core mandate is to ensure that everybody in Ghana, being young and old, is motivated to learn at least a skill or a profession. We are ensuring that all the TVET institutions under the various ministries are brought under the Ministry of Education.
It's 14 years when I dropped out of school because I was pregnant. But along the line, I had a desire that I wanted to go back to school. And unfortunately, I got pregnant the third one. Yes. But after that, I decided I would go to school. So I left the man and I started my life. From there, I started selling to provide for myself and the children. And many people were advising me that I was brilliant, that I should go back to school. So I took the bold step and I went to so-called Bogame MAGHS Form 2. That was 2018. And in 2019, I wrote my BEC and I passed. I was admitted in Maoli School, which was last year. I want to thank the government. I know it's not only me that is going through this, and because of the free SHS, I've come back to school. There are a lot out there. To me, it is a good thing. It is a good thing, and I thank the government. I want to become a midwife.
My name is Dr. Yaosei Educhum, I'm the Deputy Minister for Education in charge of general education and also a Member of Parliament for the good people of Bosomtwe. Today, I want to take you on an adventure with me. An adventure that takes a look at the bold vision of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the President, and his Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. An adventure that began with the implementation of free senior high school, a campaign promise that was made by the President, a promise that has been delivered. I want you to join me as we look at TVET transformation. Through the leadership of the Minister for Education, TVET has been transformed. Technical, vocational education and training is no longer the preserve of students who don't do well in schools. A major agenda has been embarked upon. Skills assessment has been done so that we know the areas that we need to focus on. And then the transformation has begun. A 5-year TVET transformation agenda is being implemented. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ghana that you know is a Ghana that is different now because somebody dreamt and somebody did the hard work. In this country of ours, even in the 1960s, the vast majority of our students did not gain access to secondary schools because there were limited facilities. Then we came into the 2000s, and every year 100,000 students were sitting at home because they could not afford to pay the fees that were being charged by our institutions. Then comes a bold leader. A leader who says, I'm not going to leave any child behind. A leader who says, I will have to ensure that every child, irrespective of which part of the country you were born and you were growing up in, will have access to quality secondary education. So today, when we talk about the story of free senior high school, it's not just a campaign promise. The New Patriotic Party knows that. We know that education is the difference maker. Education is what transforms societies. Education is what takes a young man from a village and make him somebody so that they can sit in a hall like this. Education is what has brought all of us together here on this great day. And it is that kind of education that we want every child to have. It is that kind of commitment that was made to the good people of Ghana, and the president and the vice president and the entire party structure has rallied together, and we have delivered. But make no mistake about it. On December 7th, education is on the ballot. And not just any education, quality education is on the ballot. To the good people of Ghana, give me a minute and let me let you know at this point, the decision we make on December 7th has wide ramifications for the future of this country. When we vote for Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, this nation will be forever transformed. Education is going to play its rightful role. No child will be left behind, and sometimes when we talk about no child being left behind, we forget that when we leave a child behind, we are leaving the country behind. So it's not just about leaving a child behind. When we don't tap all the talent of the people across the length and breadth of this country, and we only tap into the talent of the few who are privileged like myself, we are leaving the country behind. And that is not what we can afford to do. So December 7, when you go to the polls, you are going to the polls to vote for hope. You are going to the polls to vote for transformation. You are going to the polls to vote for a leader who is fiercely determined that the fortunes of this nation will forever be transformed. And that through education, a young man growing up in Bangkok in the Bosomtwe district will one day get an opportunity to go to secondary school, get an opportunity to go to the university, transform the fortunes of his life and that of his family, and then be able to look back and say, because of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, my life has changed. That is the nation that we want to rally every one of you to join us and vote for and ensure that this nation will forever be transformed. We must understand that a generation empowered will empower this nation forever. Mr. President, we are grateful for your leadership. Mr. Vice President, we are grateful for your leadership. And it is my hope that the good people of Ghana will vote for hope and not despair. Thank you. Thank you. God bless MPP and God bless Ghana.
Hello. Joe Anochi speaks on digital Ghana.
NPP is building the foundation for a digital Ghana, something that can meet the demands of the new normal.
We've been very busy trying to formalize our economy through technology, and that has been the key focus of the government of the NPP. We've been building the foundations of our digital economy and taking deliberate steps in that respect, starting with mobile money interoperability to build a digital financial system. And so we've put 15 million bank accounts in 15 million pockets, since all these mobile money wallets are linked to bank accounts, and has made it possible for people to transact businesses from our and we want to transform the COVID from a crisis to an opportunity using technology and build Ghana's digital shield, leveraging on our existing assets within government, fiber, LTE, and all the various digital platforms that we already have in existence. We feel that we've built the robust foundation, and so we can leverage applications and services on that foundation going forward.
Yefremi Joe Anochi. I'm the Director General of the National Communications Authority, the NCA. I'll be sharing with you some snippets of the many innovative digital services rolled out by this government as part of the Digital Ghana agenda, whose purpose is to enable Ghanaians work and live more conveniently while producing much more in much less time and cost. It is often said technology drives innovation, and innovation drives growth and market share for businesses. For the people, that translates into better ways of getting things done, such as locating people, sending deliveries across town, from the comfort of your home, or sharing a photograph of your newborn baby with grandma and grandpa. If you fail to innovate, you will be left behind. Fortunately for us as a nation, our president, His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, has a clear understanding of what needed to be done from day one. He believed that the future of Ghana lay in bringing innovative, sustainable, progressive technologies that will make state institutions, businesses, households, and individuals work effectively, efficiently, and deliver better and make our economy grow. This is why we have been able to deliver many innovations and services. The following are examples. We have introduced the new national ID card, the Ghana card. This will help with the precise identification of individuals, families, and communities, and using related data, direct social protection programs better to those that need it most. A case in point, in the just ended voters registration exercise, the Electoral Commission reported that a little over 60% of all registrations were made by means of the Ghana card. In fact, as at today, the National Identification Authority has issued over 13 million Ghana cards to Ghanaians and to foreign residents. We have done in 3.5 years what John Mahama failed to do in 8 years. We have introduced the mobile money payments interoperability system. This allows the seamless movement of cash across bank accounts, mobile wallets on different networks, and the easy cards, thereby promoting cashless digital economy. That means you do not need to carry cash when you visit the market or go to the saloon or the barber or plumber. By means of the Universal Access Fund, we have extended voice and broadband data to more than 500 underserved and unserved communities throughout the country, from Abenasu in the eastern region to Turumpang in the western region, from Volo in the Volta region to Jedam in Ashanti region, from Yabaga in the northern region to PC in the upper west region. They are now have voice and broadband data connectivity. Now take note, in 8 long years, the NDC only extended voice and broadband data to 78 underserved and unserved communities throughout the country. This administration has done 500 in 3.5 years. For the first time in the history of Ghana, applicants for travel documents can obtain passports within a matter of days through a hassle-free online process. The same is true for driver's licenses and vehicle registration. The application process has been technologically streamlined. You can obtain one in less than an hour. Like any other country, the pandemic has hit Ghana and our economy hard. And to provide much needed relief and to enable more people, businesses, and households to facilitate communication in this time of COVID and to utilize technology to operate remotely, the government has announced a reduction of CST from 9 to 5%. Expect the cost of data to be reduced soon. And we are even more committed to do even more. We will increase broadband coverage throughout the country with emphasis in 2016 underserved and unserved communities through the universal access, telephony, and digital inclusion. We will implement inclusive innovations, yes, inclusive innovations, to make sure that the visually impaired are not left out of the ongoing digital revolution. We will leave no one behind. In conclusion, fellow Ghanaians, President Akufo-Addo and his team have a vision, a mission, a plan to use technology to make life better for you and for me and for all Ghanaians, no matter your station in life, no matter your village address or location in the country, no matter your age and gender. But especially if you are underprivileged, President Akufo-Addo and his team are using technology to lift you up, to leapfrog and to close the digital gap and make you productive and improve your quality of life. What he says he will do, he does. 4 more for Nana, to do more for you and me. Thank you.
Dr. Mohammed Amin Anta speaks on powering Ghana, no do so.
A reliable power is a foundation of industrialization and building a sustainable economy. The NPP seeks to power Ghana, no more do so.
Today, power stability is rest assured industries, they get power. But what is most significant of that, the fact that today we are even enjoying a tariff at a competitive rate, which is about 30%, lower than what we were enjoying in 2016. So despite the improvement in the system reliability, availability, it's rest assured.
We inherited a situation where a lot of our youth were without jobs in the industry.
Thankfully, it was a major campaign promise of the government of the NPP that there must be an accelerated oil and gas capacity program to ensure that the majority of our youth who are interested in working in the upstream oil and gas sector are trained. And today I'm able to say that it is part of the record of His Excellency President Akufo-Addo regarding job creation in the upstream sector.
Dr. Muhammad Amin Adam, Manya MPP parliamentary candidate for Karaga. Yimuna into Twasi, Twas and Chang, to Bom, Nalumbom, the Pamapolo, the Sompore Ghana Zaha. 1 year into his term, President Akufo-Addo had outlined his vision for Ghana beyond aid, a self-reliant, proud black star of Africa. To realize this vision, the energy sector was critical, but was in bad shape. What came to be known as Dumso, a major feature of the Mahama era, inflicted significant pain on all Ghanaians, such as destruction to equipment, avoidable deaths in our hospitals, shutting down of industries like the Tema Chemical Limited and the Blue Skies Products Limited, among others. According to ISA, University of Ghana, Dumso cost the nation $680 million in 2014, about 2% of GDP at the time. Fellow Ghanaians, let me remind you about those days when our medical doctors performed surgery with torchlights because of several unplanned outages. How welders, cold stores, and hairdressing salons could barely operate and earn income to feed their families. Remember also the discomfort of having to sleep and work without your fan, sweating in your rooms and offices uncontrollably. Do not forget so soon. That was why President Akufo-Addo and the MPP government made it our most urgent priority to eliminate Dumso, and we have done just that. Today, there is no more Dumso, and under President Akufo-Addo, we will never experience Dumso in our country. You will recall that under the NDC government, many industries became uncompetitive, and some relocated to neighboring countries due to high cost of electricity. In fact, Ghana's electricity tariffs were about the highest in the sub-region. Under President Akufo-Addo, cost of electricity has declined. The NPP government is the first in the history of Ghana to reduce tariffs by 11% on a net basis, against an increase in tariffs of 265% under the NDC government. Our president has again demonstrated unparalleled dedication to protecting the welfare of Ghanaians during this painful COVID-19 period, and has provided yet another relief package of free electricity to all lifeline customers and 50% reduction to all others. Fellow Ghanaians, as you continue to enjoy the electricity relief, remember that it takes a caring leader to show empathy to his fellow citizens in times of crisis, notwithstanding the cost. This could not have been possible under the John Mahama economy. The energy sector faced unprecedented financial crisis under the NDC government, which could not even support procurement of fuel to operate the power plants. President Akufo-Addo has not only found the means to secure fuel supplies over the last 3.5 years, but has also cleared all government debts owed to ECG. We have fully redeemed over $1 billion of debts accrued by John Mahama and the previous NDC government from the bulk oil distribution companies. To sustain cash flow in the energy sector and avoid further accumulation of debts, we are currently implementing the cash waterfall system. We have also provided relevant national infrastructure for the energy sector, including the gas reverse flow project, which now allows us to flow up to 120 million scf of gas per day from Takoradi to Tema, thereby reducing our reliance on Nigeria gas. Ladies and gentlemen,
more is being done today. For example, the National Hybrid Power System, which is ongoing at Bui, and the Palugu Integrated Project in the north, will together increase solar power penetration by 100 megawatts. And more will be done to move Ghana closer to our national renewable energy target in the generation mix. Fellow Ghanaians, when you give us a second term to serve you, we will, inshallah, provide more critical infrastructure for the energy industry, reduce distribution losses, improve reliability in power supply, and increase power and natural gas exports to the sub-region. We will enforce competitive procurement of power projects and minimize excess capacity charges through ongoing negotiations. We will continue to pursue our plan to develop Ghana into a regional petroleum hub in the Western region. A bill for the establishment of the Petroleum Hub Corporation is currently under parliamentary consideration. We will even more pursue relevant reforms in the upstream sector and provide incentives for the revival of exploration activities after the COVID-19 pandemic. My fellow Ghanaians, we are on course to building an energy economy, which we are promising you, for the rapid industrialization and transformation of our country. Your vote for President Akufo-Addo and the MPP means a vote for the efficient management of the energy sector. Your vote for President Akufo-Addo means banishing Dumso forever and ever in our country. I thank you so much. Kukrudu, Lidamia, Ziga, Ziga, Ziga. May God bless all of us.
The Honorable Abna Osei Asari speaks on the economy, sound, stable, and strong.
A robust financial system, macroprudency, is driving a sound, stable, and strong economy.
So within the period of 3 years, we had essentially stabilized the economy through fiscal consolidation and macroprudency. In other words, we had moved growth to an average of 7% over that period. We had reduced inflation from 15.4 to single digits over 7.9. We also had a positive primary balance. We had about $2 billion of trade surplus. And we had, as I mentioned, also exited the IMF programs. But also in that period, we realized the fragility of the financial system that we had, and we completely restructured it so that today we have a much stronger and more robust financial system.
Assalamu alaikum, Daswa Jama Mporo Sokam. Since 2017, at Maslock, we have brought so many changes in the sense that, going by our manifesto, we're supposed to restructure Maslock and then to make sure that 50% of our funds are given to women. As I speak right now, we have exceeded the target which was stated in our manifesto.
Madam Wase, your friend Abna Osei Asari, me a member of Parliament for Etiwa East and Deputy Minister for Finance. And then me no chair or manimu sikasem hun tutuye kakra. On the 7th of January 2017, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo made a firm promise to recover the momentum of our economy in his inaugural speech. This was at a time that our economy had lost steam and Ghana was running out of hope. The president promised that he will not allow this economy to collapse under his watch. We came to serve Ghanaians with a big vision, to see at least one factory in each district of our beloved country, that every Ghanaian child, at the minimum, should have senior high school education, that the wealth of this country is equitably distributed, with each constituency getting at least $1 million for poverty eradication, among others. Such a huge vision for the country goes beyond economics. But the president knew that unless we got the economy right, we could not get Ghanaians to share that vision. Within 3 years, the MPP has not only shared the vision, we have also shown the character and tenacity that is required to achieve it. The finance minister has already given us some of the macroeconomic indicators in the video that we just saw. Clearly, all sectors of the Ghanaian economy have benefited from the 16 policy initiatives put in place by this government, leading to manifest results. Our banking industry, for instance, was on the verge of collapse. We have fixed it. We have saved 40 million Ghanaians from losing their investment. Some, even with the aid of hindsight, have suggested what only they could describe as a common sense approach, that we should have given money to the banks to make their shareholders happy. What the Bible describes as putting new wine in old wine skins. Well, Mr. Mahama, you did exactly that over and over again. And what was the result? We were concerned with saving the whole industry rather than pleasing the same people who supervise the near collapse of the industry. Today, the banking sector has remained sound, solvent, and resilient despite the adverse impacts of COVID-19. And this is due to the bold move by the government to clean up the sector. We have created an atmosphere that has renewed the confidence of the private sector in the economy. We have set this country once again on the right path, and the results are being seen all over. Manufacturing has been revamped, sustainable jobs have been created, the ailing mines have been revived, the railway sector has seen the biggest investment since independence. Agriculture is back to where it belongs, feeding Ghana and creating better opportunities. The health sector is really healthy. And then, my favorite of all, free SHS. I know that a comment or two have been made about it, but Mr. President, we just can't say it's enough. 3 years on, 1.2 million students. 3 years on, 1.2 million Ghanaian children, 1.2 million future leaders have been secured with free SHS. Nana, Moneyo. Recently, I heard Mr. Mahama advise that we should stop talking about social investment and discuss real investment. Well, free SHS is the smart economic investment, and we need 4 more years to do more. Under the tenure of Mr. Mahama, the dignity and self-respect of our youth had been so undermined by incompetent leadership that some graduates formed the Unemployed Graduates Association. Through the Nation Builders Corps, NAPCO, we have created the opportunity for 100,000 graduates to prepare them now for the future, to make them resourceful, to create value for themselves and wealth for Ghana. In effect, every sector of the economy has seen so much improvement. Though we are battling a pandemic which has affected government revenues, we will continue to execute policies that will catalyze economic activities and spur growth. We have given lots of tax support in tax relief to health workers, free water and electricity, and other stimulus packages that has benefited all citizens, including businesses. We want to make the future even better, and that is why we announced the Ghana Cares Program, Obatampa, which would invest 100 billion Ghana cedis strategically within 3 years to make Ghana a wealthier nation, a nation with the confidence to dream, think, innovate, and take on the world. Mr. President, our fundamentals are stronger, firmer, resilient, and better. We have demonstrated that in good and bad times, the MPP has the best policies and character to keep our economy stable and growing. We have demonstrated that we care about Ghanaians and their well-being. We have demonstrated that with focused and firm leadership, clear thinking, patriotism, and the grace of God, Ghana can be a continental and a global economic star. We have picked up the Ghanaian economy. Let's work together for round 2. 4 more years for Nana. God bless MPP. God bless Ghana.
Let's give it up again for all the speakers.
Mr. President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we take a musical interlude and then we'll be back with another 5 sets of individuals who are going to speak on sectors. It is an exciting day for the New Patriotic Party today. It is historic for the good people of Ghana. And at this stage, if we can rise to the victory song as composed by Agyapong for some 2-3 minutes, and then we'll be back to continue with the program. Mr. DJ, let it roll. social distancing. Be mindful of the COVID protocols. It's just a one-song musical interlude. Take it easy, stretch your legs. Enjoy the victory song. Please be seated. Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. We are moving into this election with hope and confidence. Because this leader, this selfless leader, has delivered. They said it was not possible, but he made it. The impossibility was made possible under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. This is the leader we are talking about. And this is the leader who we are asking Ghanaians once again to give him another 4 years. Let me see your 4 years up. Ladies and gentlemen, let me see your 4 years. 4 more. Akawonye wafe. Akawonye wafe. Akawonye wafe. Ni wafe. Can we all take our seats now? As we move into the second phase of the briefs. Can we have some order, please? Those of you who are still standing. Nasara coordinator. Please take your seats. Please take your seats. Kukrudu. Kukrudu. Let me see your 4 fingers in the air. 4 more for Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Thank you very much. Mr. President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we continue with another set of 5, and that will be the final set of 5. And they're going to give us short briefs from the manifesto, touching on another 5 sectors. Leadership of service, protecting our progress, and transforming Ghana for all. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, Sami Awuku is the national organizer of the New Patriotic Party. He's chairman of the board of the NYA. And also deputy operations of the campaign 2020. He speaks and set the tone for the second session on feeding the nation. Sami Auku. Put your hands together for him.
Feeding the people.
At the heart,
my name is Samuel
quest to ensure value
and I'm the national organizer of the New Patriotic Party. Give man fish and he will eat for a day.
Food sufficiency.
Teach him how to fish and he will eat forever. This proverb encapsulates the essence of good governance to not only provide the basic needs for the people of our country, but to give them the tools to do it for themselves. When you graciously voted for us to serve you in 2016, we came to you on an agenda of jobs, and we delivered on that promise. In the past 3 years, we have introduced planting for food and jobs, which has led to increased farmer participation from 202,000 in 2017 to 1.2 million in 2019. And yields of maize, rice, and soybean increasing by 131%, 59%, and 69% respectively. Under the planting for food and jobs, Ghana is now not only self-sufficient in maize production, but is exporting 19 food items, including maize, to the rest of the ECOWAS region. We have also successfully revived 3 dormant factories, which had seemed dead to many people. But thanks to the visionary Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and his government, they are in operation now. These include Dako farms in Kumasi, Aglo farms here in Cape Coast, and Asamoah and Yamwa farms also in Kumasi, to encourage local poultry and meat processing. Nana Yamaumwa Piaf. Additionally, we have also secured $37 million from the African Development Bank for the development of commercial poultry farms in the Savannah and Northern regions to help provide both jobs and food for the Ghanaian people. Building our nation's self-sufficiency in food production has never been more important, given these challenging times. The coronavirus pandemic has led to many countries experiencing dramatic food shortages and exposing the dangers of relying heavily on the importation of food and goods from abroad. Here in Ghana, we are blessed with bounty, a sign of God's divine favor on the Nana Akufo-Addo government and its people. This global crisis presents us a unique national opportunity to beef up our ability to do for ourselves and reduce our dependency on import, supporting local production and in the process provide jobs for our people in times of international uncertainty. We know that people are hurting across this country, worrying about their next paycheck, whether or not they will get a job after they finish school, or if they will have to support their family members who have lost income during this pandemic, just like my good friends Michael Techi and Kopong. For people like Techi, Kopong, and many others, we in the NPP are here today to tell you that we have done this before. This government had once before brought us out of a crisis, and we can do it again. And we'll be using the same tools, providing for our people to help them to provide for themselves. God willing, in the next 4 years, we will accelerate our efforts in modernizing agriculture, the entire value chain, support farmers through increased supply of input, increased disease control, enhanced involvement of farm extension officers to work with farmers and breeders. We will enhance small ruminant production with supply of improved breed of sheep and goats, continue the successful implementation of the greenhouse village concept with special focus on the youth and give even more farmers access to finance through subscription to the Ghana incentive-based risk-sharing scheme for agricultural landing program to finance and de-risk private sector investment in farming and other agricultural value chain activities. Ladies and gentlemen, our farmers feed this country, and we are committed to supporting them. By the end of our next term, with your support and vote, we will see a greater self-reliance in this country, where we produce and eat locally and take pride nationally in having made the most of what God gave us. When our farmers grow, Ghana grows. When we plant seeds, we reap jobs, and the entire country flourishes in the process. Therefore, it is with these and many others that we once again come to you and respectfully ask for another 4 more years for the courageous Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to do more for us. Yeda mo ase, nyame nhyira mo.
At the heart of the MPP's quest to ensure value additions to raw materials as part of building the foundation for an industrialized economy, ensuring food sufficiency is at the core of the success in the various initiatives in boosting agriculture.
We've been able to provide enough food to feed the country. And statistics can show that when you look at our, in terms of maize and rice production and soya bean, we have done a lot. Within 2 years, we have done a lot. We have enough food in the country. We have not imported any maize from outside the country since 2018. And this should tell you that the Akufo-Addo government is on course and want to do everything to ensure that we are able to get enough food to feed our people. Nobody will go to bed hungry or with empty stomach. And
sort of premise na butua mama promise afi so wachi no wanche na committee na woyi ho no wanche 47% na wo no 53% of the community aya abod moto free bia hia abod moto free bia hia premise na me na do mala adani yensa ka abod moto 1.3 ya che da the whole cost line mo bia na sa ka na abod moto o ko market aya 195 but aban adima 100 million. Nti ho na abane bra na bado ho ada abere waya obi sida aban bia ma ye de bi da landing site abere bia be ka che be landing site e landing site na do weche yan afafo Yusuf lai wa bo farfo papa abam ko mori ya ya landing site ho akoma for da wa ya landing site ho akose ya wa ya landing site ho tija we do discof adzim ana ewura abane ya abana adwunu farfo ya wo papa.
That was the brief on feeding the nation. Efia Asabia Asari speaks on producing for ourselves and for export.
Producing for ourselves and for export is at the heart of the MPP's quest to ensure value addition to raw materials as part of building the foundation for an industrialized economy. New and upgraded transportation networks is the pivot to this industrial transformation.
But since 2017, a new agenda has been ushered in by His Excellency the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. The MPP government has, over the past few years, laid the foundations of an industrialized economy where we will add value to our resources and ensure that our economy is driven by indigenous production of goods and services for our own consumption and for export. If you look at what has been done so far, you can fairly come to the conclusion that if we give 4 more to Nana, and we continue on this progression, I will assure you that more will be done. In fact, more has been done in these 4 years than has ever been done in only 4 years in this country. Now, the interesting thing about this is that railway is not an end to itself. It's merely a means to an end. It's an economic lever It is really will transform this nation.
Wofremi efua esabia esare mefi tutu ekuyapem. When we took over the running of the country, we were handed an economy on the brink of collapse and empty coffers. This is a fact. Irrespective of how many projects Mr. Mahama started, he failed so badly that he left so many empty shells and half-built buildings dotted around the country, a testament to his failure and mess that he caused. And that's the entire story of his presidency. Now, he's asking for our votes based on projects completed by the NPP government 3.5 years after the end of his term. This government is committed to ensuring that the industrialization agenda set by the President Nana Addo akufo-addo is achieved in order to move the economy from a raw material exporter to a value addition one. We have achieved this under the Ministry of Trade and Industry, its agencies and allied agencies. Among the laudable interventions, we have first looked closely at working with the private sector by instituting the public-private dialogue, a process for consultations between government and the private sector, which set the stage for the formulation of various policies, including the National Export Development Strategy, to serve as a comprehensive project-based export diversification action plan, which is also focusing on services exports, an important and emerging trend in global trade. VW has already rolled out its first batch of vehicles a couple of weeks ago due to the development of Ghana's new automotive development policy, amongst others. We've created a more supportive investment climate, especially in the aviation industry, which has led to more private investments in that sector, with the example of Passion Air. The African Continental Free Trade Area is headquartered in Ghana, making Accra the commercial hub of Africa. We will seize this opportunity to continue to boost our non-traditional export growth from the disgraceful and abysmal performance of the NDC administration, averaging just 0.58% year-on-year between 2014 and 2017. But witnessed a significant growth of 10.05% by 2018 and 3.9%, on 10.5% in 2019. On trade promotion, our trade promotion agency is rated #1 in the best use of information technology among the World Trade Promotion Organizations, making our market hub the best tool of interaction for global trade. We have reduced the cost of doing business in Ghana and abolished several taxes. The introduction and implementation of the business climate reforms is set to further improve business climate. We have supported SMEs by establishing 216 Maslock district offices across the country. We've started the refurbishment of craft villages nationwide to hold international fairs. Ebri is almost done. Abompe, a town known for bauxite beads and buttons making for the fashion industry, has seen its processes now mechanized. The NAPE Greenhouse Estate Project, a process of modernizing agriculture and making it sexy to the youth and the graduates. It has the biggest greenhouse estates in Africa, with 75 greenhouses already installed and in use in Darwenya. The Northern Development Authority has established agro-processing factories across the country through private sector intervention. We have provided disease-free vegetable seedlings, coconut and pineapple suckers to outgrowers to feed industry, Ekunfi fruit juice, which was launched just yesterday, where we planted the pineapples to coincide with the completion of the factory, unlike the NDC that commissioned the Commander Sugar Factory without knowing where the raw material is going to come from. Under the Ghana Exim Bank, 74 factories under 1D, 1F were set up from scratch, and 10 distressed indigenous industries were saved from near collapse. National Board for Small and Medium-Scale Enterprises is providing low-cost funding to support businesses that are suffering under the COVID-19. And this is being supported by the business advisory centers cited in 110 district capitals to support this initiative, among others. We have tasted the sweetness of NPP through good governance. These are all clear indications of what to expect once you give us the mandate again. We will support made in Ghana products through the use of raw materials, establish stable and affordable power for industrial development. We will still continue to promote the manufacturing of digital devices locally. We will build more industrial parks, process more cocoa and shea butter locally, complete the process of establishing a fertilizer producing plant, bauxite refinery, and create an iron and steel industry. It is a new experience, a crystal clear writing on the wall, showing where we are taking this country to, and it is confusing to Yanum. Ebri omeniso, omo humbida, minchoake amenna koekuda. Every complex problem that they fail to fix, we have fixed. We are the party that gets things done. There is nothing that motivates the president, me, or my compatriots more than hearing critics say that something is impossible. We get pumped up to make it possible. Enyanum wosenya ofro duapa no ono na wo piano ye mampen wa afro duapa na mama ye piano kukrudu e woso kick him
Efo Periketis Kobla Okujeto speaks on people development.
People's development is at the center of the MPP's transformational agenda. These include policies that target the development of the youth.
The MPP led by Nana-Addo promised the people of Ghana jobs. And indeed, we have delivered. In total, as of the end of 2019, some 3.5 million jobs have been created in Ghana, some being formal and some informal.
The MPP, as a party in power, has been very intentional in rolling out youth-centered policies. These policies are transformational, economic boosting, and well integrated into an overall strategy of national development. To mention a few, we have NACO, NEIP, Planting for Food and Jobs, One District, One Factory, and the all too famous Free SHS. One of the best policies that any government in Ghana has ever had to roll out. And in a couple of years, we'll see the impact that education has had on our development.
The issue of infrastructure has been the bane to our sport development. As we speak, not only are we providing sports stadia, but state-of-the-art equipment, facilities in all these regions.
Duklola nutopo wola nyankwanya kobla okujeto macho atoko Today I'll speak on people development. I'd like to tell you a story about a young woman, 18 years of age, a first-time voter in the upcoming elections. Her name is Jigbodi. In 2003, during the Akufo administration, she was one of the first Ghanaian children to reap the benefits of quality, affordable health care under the NHIS. Life was getting better. Her mother's salary as a teacher went up, and she rode the Metro Mass Transit to school free of charge each day. And Ghana was on a good track until 2009. That is when the NDC won the elections and everything changed for the worse. The economy began to unravel. Teacher salaries were in arrears for nearly a year. Prices and inflation skyrocketed. Interest rates were out of control, and the family was struggling. Out of desperation, the family fell victim to a microfinance scheme and lost their savings. The NDC government would not and could not protect families like Jigbodi's and other Ghanaians. The heroine of our story is now a young lady. Her family has been thrown into a terrible, desperate financial spin, and her parents could not afford to send her to senior high school. It seemed like she did not have much of a future, and she was desperate. Do defunto. Then the lights literally came on again. In 2016, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the NPP won the elections. We turned around the economy. Her father, a farmer, received support from the Planting for Food and Jobs initiative, and Dumso was over. Jigbodi became one of the first Ghanaians to enjoy free SHS. Her brother, Kekeli, enrolled on the new NAPCO graduate program. Their future is bright and promising, as is the future of our beloved country. Since 2017, several job creation initiatives have been undertaken by the MPP, creating millions of jobs both in the public and the private sectors. Through the introduction of programs such as the Planting for Food and Jobs, the Nation Builders Corps, the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program, the President's Business Support Program, the Greenhouse Villages Initiative, One District, One Factory, Students Entrepreneurship Initiative, the President's Empowerment for Entrepreneurs with Disability, the Campus Business Pitch, the National Job Recruitment Agency aimed at matching Ghanaian youth towards job openings. In all of these, we have provided a stimulus package to help businesses, big and small, survive the COVID-19 pandemic, to protect our people, their jobs, and our businesses. In the next 4 years, we will continue improving the livelihoods of all Ghanaians, including the introduction of the Jobs and Skills Project, a 200 million fund under which the youth will provide apprenticeship, entrepreneurship, skills development grants for their projects. We will also establish entrepreneurial hubs for small businesses and introduce the National Rental Assistance Scheme to provide low-interest loans to eligible Ghanaian youth for rent payment. This is why Jigbodi, today a first-time voter, says with absolute conviction that she will be voting for the NPP. She will be voting for Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo come December. She will vote NPP because we turned around the economy on the brink of collapse, which we inherited from John Dramani Mahama and the NDC. We have improved the lives of Ghanaians, we have protected the lives of Ghanaians, and we have cared for their livelihoods. Respectfully, I appeal to the good people of Ghana to vote for the NPP, vote Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to continue to protect the gains and to do more for you. Novinho, Le miafo ngoyi made. Miafo wo nandu wozama akpenami maona irami.
Dr. Oko Blikan Boy speaks on a healthier Ghana.
To ensure providing nationwide health coverage, access to health care is a right and not a privilege.
We've managed to restore the next trainees allowances. We have paid and we still continue to pay and we will continue to do so if we granted another 4 years, which I'm sure is going to come our way. Apart from that, we've actually taken care of medical officers who are going to train to become specialists. We've given them some support in terms of scholarships. We have managed to complete almost all projects in health that were left behind, not completed by the previous administration. We have also started working very, very religiously to also add on to the health infrastructure that we have in our country.
School health is a very, very important aspect because children is our future. In this period, we've been able to, apart from the free SHS, we've been able to map all secondary schools to health facilities and placing health workers in schools to provide the appropriate care that students and teachers need as they continue to do their work. Moving forward, we want to continue working towards universal health coverage, where access to health care will be available to all.
Nupai inyeme achomi okoboy miji member of parliament ke han teshi lejokuku mi no teshi doctor deputy minister of health inke MPP sanikpakpa niko gbomotohi wale mi here ye ishiba mi makani e brofo mi. The world was stopped in its tracks by a novel virus and great and prosperous nations were thrown into disarray. Before the novel coronavirus pandemic broke, we had started an ambitious undertaking of fortifying our healthcare system and providing for our healthcare workers, who, like many others, had been neglected under the previous administration. For the first time in our fourth Republican dispensation, all doctors in specialist training at the Ghana College have had their tuition fees absorbed by this government. We have restored the allowances for nurse trainees, revived an ailing national ambulance service, and resuscitated an NHI that had been admitted to the ICU. The sick La General Hospital structure is about to be refurbished and expanded into an ultra-modern 160-bed facility. The 44-year-old maternity and children's block at the Confanoche Teaching Hospital, a facility that had been abandoned for 44 years, more than my age, has today been awakened by the life-injecting akufo-addo touch and is today receiving the attention that will transform it into a 750-bed facility in 36 months. Time wouldn't allow me to go into my own mother's project, the Rebecca Akufo-Addo Pediatric Intensive Care Unit at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. Incontrovertibly, it has taken the strong Akufo-Addo tailored economy to wake up structures that have been asleep for 44 good years. We have applied technology to deliver blood products through drone services and have used *929# to wipe out long queues that have choked our NHI district offices, all in pursuit of just NHI card renewal. This is the power of digital infrastructure, having the capability to clear with the texting of a code, a problem that the Mahama
NDC couldn't clear in 8 good years, just with the texting of a code. We have done well as a people against the novel coronavirus, albeit ought to be cautious and wear a mask. Thanks to the razor-sharp akufo-addo leadership, a revamped, resilient economy, comprehensive, coordinated response plan, and a willing and motivated cadre of health personnel. The pre-COVID testament for the health sector had at its core the subject of jobs. Indeed, the theme for the 2016 Manifesto was change, an agenda for jobs. And it came to pass that 90,696 health personnel were recruited in the first term of the akufo-addo government. Never in the history of this country have so many people been offered so much opportunity to serve in the health sector in so short a time. In the next 4 years, this government would continue to build an inclusive healthcare system, reinvigorated by the delivery of 111 health facilities that cater for every Ghanaian, in every district, in every hamlet, from childbirth to old age, in dignity and in safety. Our dream of a better Ghana can only materialize with a citizenry that is healthy. The more reason why 4 more for Nana is a national assignment and not just a political outcry. Tofanin cha oila keja ko chake oba chake alo inye megame dani Nana ba ko ke insurance card the hospital e ake chuni ko to renew card jo teshi manke no ya to line wo bi itashia agbe nursing school na ana anu tumo mere no yo nutumo eba lachagbe fete kane aswe awo wo won panye fai koni nyeke jomo ke solemo apia Nana akufo-addo koni noya ke jomo ke nutumo ne ke ba hawo afi edwani ka wo hie wo ya le naka no minua fantifo me afari ni ba ti se nwara Nana akufo-addo wamba se obehye aroba odin shira ejuma eni nkoso ne nam na de odin nkoso na ejuma ba no ye de nkoso na apia no nyankopon shira wanyina midamasi
Nana Agyapong Asante Esquire speaks on our creative diversity.
The NPP is driving the consistent efforts in connecting the country's talents to the world, putting Ghana on the global platform.
His Excellency the President gave tourism an immense boost in the celebration of the Year of Return, which was internationally touted and drew a lot of visitors into the country, resulted in the generation of about $3.3 billion into the economy of Ghana.
Creative art people, we deserve better. We deserve the best. And where I sit and what I see so far in the history of Ghana when it comes to creative arts, the only president who has given us enough recognition, who has given us hope, who believes in it, who believes in what we do, I should tell you that he's a stakeholder in this space. And so give him 4. So I support 4 more for Nana.
Midinde, Lawyer Nana Agyapong Asante, Director of the National Folklore Board. Otikokoso, Nenana Enemy. The creative arts industry was left to wallow in neglect when the serious business of governance found its way into the hands of Mr. Menyade and so Montrai Mibium. The only creativity they cared about was to fabricate a green book of ghost achievements and propaganda. However, the Nana Addo Dankwa-led government has been absolutely committed to the creative arts industry. What he says he will do, he does. His Excellency inaugurated the National Film Authority in December last year. This was a promise made and delivered. We walk the talk. Did we not promise to establish a creative arts court? We have delivered. Indeed, days of disregard for the rights of creative artists is coming to an end. Goodbye to stealing the scripts of script writers. Goodbye to stealing the beats of beat makers. Goodbye to refusing to pay musicians for their performances. Oh, goodbye to stealing the work of animators for adverts. The dynamism of the National Folklore Board has brought attention to an institution once left for dead. Munim said, as promised, government has also started the construction of theaters in every region. Koforidua, Yerie, Kumasi, Yeguso, Tamale, Nitakrade, round 2, Ebebaso. And there, the government is also working to have the Creative Arts Bill passed. This bill, when passed, will establish the Creative Arts Fund. As a visionary for free SHS, I have decided for 1B1F, no turning back, no turning back. Before cancellation be, I have decided for more for Nana.
bless you.
No turning back.
A better way to wrap it up. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, once again. We are talking about leadership. We are talking about leadership with integrity. The bold, courageous, decisive leader, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Let me see your four more years up. And put your hands together once again as we wrap up the session. Short breeze from the manifesto that we present to the good people of Ghana. Let me remind you that we are live across the world on www.newpatrioticparty.org. Social media handles: N Akufo-Addo, M Baumia, NPP Ghana on Facebook and Twitter. Mr. President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, a little sense of humor. Agyapong is in the house, and I think that at this stage, as we go on break, I think it is necessary that the Ghanaianness in us, a little sense of humor.
Afa, 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 afa. And afa, free SHS, afa, no ayoko kromoti say. Planting for food and jobs, afa. Nanapko no swe, afa. Baumia GPS, afo, afa. Yadamo say, Ghana for the Atumdada. Madam Masia, Ghana for a Jacka Branch here. You can't dear Oman Penny and in Abaya. Miss Ramu, Bianada, Mumia Patuabano, Amro 20 former Fanana,
Let's put our hands together once again for Agyapong, that little sense of humor. Thank you very much, Mr. President, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. We have come to the end of the first session of this historic occasion. Leadership of service, protecting our progress, transforming Ghana for all. We take a break and then we reconvene. Beside you, there is a park, and there is everything in that park. So there's no point you going out. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can feel free for the next 10-15 minutes. Enjoy yourself with what's in the park. There's no point in you going out. We are reminding ourselves of the COVID protocols. Social distancing is necessary. And thank you very much for your cooperation so far. Mr. President, while we are on break, I think that we are going to still entertain ourselves with some more music.
2020, there
you are.
2020, one village, one dam. Yeah, but one man. This is the way. Nana to a betria. Regional creation. Nana create Yamaya. Say, Quansua. Nana, say, Mamma. When you agree, Buku, me a drop rush them. Where's the young confirm? Yet to a go Bakina. I face in any idea. Yakakasin, you. Engineer Canada see where they feel Kadoshi at the Hope Fe. Obi Chia. Imam Fatisi 2020. Ah! You're so safe. 2020 yet to a manana. 2020 yet to a ah. Are you ready? 2020 yet to a manana. Wakano kwenti Papa miti mitwa manana. Yeah. Education ti Papa miti mitwa manana. Yon say Wanda munti mitwa manana. Ah You must say any Gana force for more for nana. Yon say Obi agoto manana do na kwa akufo-addo. DJ, the me ya nyum we. Me say Nana do dan kwa akufo-addo. Ye to aba man 2016. Our call Jubilee House. Ni niama o ye no. Enye green book o. Ye baba dodro de akire Ghana for. Enye confirm eno ma tutu akobokina. Enye nua ye kodua. Wo wo constitution ya. Utimi hu ambulance. Ekwa ye yiwo hu. Free education. Enkwara na eko school no. 2020 enhwe benkum enhwe nifa. 4 more for nana. 4 more to do more. Medamase. Four more for nana. 2020, 4 more for nana. 2020, 2020, yet to a manana. 2020, yet to a manana. What kind of cranty? Papa me to a manana. 2020,
Masinano ya ni etu wa dia so asina basi esenso hini